distinguished members of this panel and high table and the global leaders in the audience. First of all, I wanted to say how delighted I am to join you on this very important topic of discussion on this special occasion today. Above all, I wanted to state that this fight against HIV/AIDS is not a futile struggle. It can be won, and we have already seen results that tell us that much as this is a very difficult situation, a very complex problem, progress can be made, and finally, people can triumph over this very complicated situation. And before I do that, I continue, I want to say one of the elements that is very important in this struggle is leadership. And I want to build on this to thank the leadership provided by the UN, from the President of the General Assembly to specifically the Secretary General of the UN and the Executive Director of UNAIDS, who have shown dedicated and dynamic leadership in this struggle, and indeed that has contributed greatly to the results that we have already registered. And Mr. Secretary General, I want to say we need more of your time and for you to be there for us in the future to continue providing this kind of leadership. So leadership, there are words, key words that I will briefly talk about that matter in this fight. One is leadership, which we have seen once it is there in any country, in any part of the society, results begin to show from the activities that have been carried out. So leadership is key. The second thing is ownership. Who owns this struggle? The people have to be part of this struggle, and they have to start from the point of belief that this struggle can be won, as I said, from the beginning. And then each one will contribute as much as they can towards this collective effort. And then third is collaboration. There is not a single nation, there is not a single individual, there is not a single business company, there is not any single entity that can win this struggle unless there is collaboration. Now, of course, there are tools that can be used either in leadership or in this process of ownership and the process of collaboration. There is technology. Modern times have provided these tools of technology that can be put to good use. Then innovation. Innovation also contributes to more success and progress. And innovation, whether it is in terms of financing, innovation in terms of different approaches of management of this complex problem, all these put together have shown that progress is being made. But again, we have to think about sustainability. You have leadership, you have ownership, you have partnership and collaboration, and there is this innovation going on, and there is the use of the tools that is there. We think about sustainability. And sustainability has to build on belief that what is being done can continue to be done, and more results can be achieved. Already, if you look at what has happened, say, in Africa, the benefits from these efforts are beginning to show in numbers of people who are benefiting from treatment, about 4 million people under treatment, and enjoying stable lives and have continued to be productive as people who are not affected by the HIV/AIDS. So we have to think about continued financing. Financing alone is not enough, but it is very key. It enables these intentions and activities to be carried out. And certainly, let me make the final point raised by Zainab. In our society, there are certainly people who bear the biggest burden, and in fact, in most cases, contribute a lot in terms of productivity for our society and development. And these are women. So women should not be their contribution to the overall development of our countries should not be underestimated. And that's why we must not only invest in them, but they must take the center stage in terms of these activities, because after all, isolating them, I think will simply lead to loss of the gains we have made over the years, and is a deprivation of rights, their rights, but in the end, the human rights. So I want to end on this note and thank you all, and I hope we can continue to work together so that we don't put our eyes off what has been gained in terms of what we think are competing priorities, but actually these priorities should not be competing in terms of dividing resources, but rather we should pull resources together so that we continue to move in a holistic sense. Because HIV/AIDS does not stand alone. It is complicated or contributed to by other factors that we also need to attend to, whether it is poverty and other issues. So thank you very much, and I hope we can continue the dialogue.
One very